what's the deal, man? Another episode of Fueled by Craft. KU had their first game today, November 3rd. First game of the season at the crib at Allen Fieldhouse against the Green Bay Phoenix. This is my reaction to it. You can go to the ESPN YouTube page. They got like a 10-minute highlight of the game. I did watch it live, but I thought it would be cool if I just kind of watch back on the highlights and give my thoughts that way versus like putting pen to paper. And just an all-new lineup. Not really a lot of returning players for this starting five. Darren Peterson, Trey White, Rosario, Flory, and Melvin. Looks like that's the starting five, and I'm cool with that. First book of the game, go to Flory. I think that's where his money going to be, that being Flory. His money is obviously going to be in the paint and protecting that rim. If he can do that at a high level, that puts Kansas in a really good position to contend for the Big 12 title and to make a run in March. One of the biggest red flags really with KU coming into the season was the three-point shooting. And it really was a good thing to see Darren Peterson start off the game hitting the three at the top of the key. Facilitating, get some early assists. You see Flory out running in transition. Again, where his money's going to be, moving out in transition above that rim. Anything in the paint, that's Flory world, you know what I'm saying? So that's where his bread and butter is. KU is actually really active on defense this year, too. All five guys on the floor are active. Darren Peterson, even though, he carries a high load offensively, he had about 2 steals, though. So everybody is active defensively, 1 through 5, and that's really good, especially when you get into these later games in March. I made a KU preview about this earlier, but somebody who I think is going to be really underrated in that KU offense is Melvin Council. I really liked how he was dominant on the ball for a lot of this game. And maybe not the whole game, but he was just on the ball a lot more than I thought. And he was getting off the ball, making plays. And that kind of just allows for Darren Peterson to move without the ball, too, and run behind some of these Flory back screens and things like that. So really good that Kansas has more than one ball handler. Last year outside of DeJuan Harris, Elmarko Jackson got hurt. So it wasn't really a lot of, ball handlers that you can trust to, like, actually run the offense and get some things cracking. So Darren Peterson, Melvin Council going to run the backcourt, so that's a really good sign. Got Trey White moving out in transition for a dunk. Senior guy, somebody who can help lead this team, from a mental aspect of just being there, playing in a lot of big games for the schools he's went to. So Trey White, definitely a valuable piece of this team. And then Melvin Council, again, fast break, making tough buckets. I don't think I mentioned it when I brought him up earlier, but he's going to be really good around the rim offensively. Especially in transition, he can push the pace, he can push the ball, and he can finish this through contact too, man. That's real promising. And don't mind the blue sleeves, man. I'll be just wearing whatever at the crib, man. Anything KU, I just be throwing it on for the games. Anything Oklahoma, I'll be throwing it on for the games. So you're gonna see me wearing whatever throughout this whole season. Allergies going crazy right now. It's really cool too to see Flory actually put the ball on the ground and get to shots. Not just catching oops off pick and rolls and just being in the dunker spot. He's actually putting the ball on the ground, getting to his own spots, getting comfortable, versus just getting set up. Rosario, I think he's gonna be a really good piece. He's gonna be he kind of reminds me of Christian Brown, and I think he's only just gonna get better as time goes. And he showed he can shoot the long ball. So another guy from the OTE league just committed to KU, so we could potentially have and hopefully with this other guy. I can't think this Tyron Stokes, I think is his name. #1 player in the nation. He has KU in his top 3. I think that would legit put about half the roster coming out of OTE with Rosario, 2 guys that are committed from the OTE. The guy Tyron Stokes I just talked about. Bryson Tillers from the OTE. And Melvin Council, again, another shot to go up 62 to 32 in the paint. Tough shot maker. That's going to be really impactful. Melvin Council, I think, really has the biggest impact on the success of Darren Peterson, outside of, his, him creating his own success. Because him just being able to be on the ball, making the right decisions, and still being, a threat enough to score the basket, that just allows DP to display his shooting ability, which just gives the offense another layer. KU was pretty one-dimensional last year, not being able to shoot the long ball as good. So it was really good to see, these different guys shooting the long ball. Trey White, Darren Peterson, my boy Sticks. Again, Flory just getting to work in the paint. And I understand that it's Green Bay. No disrespect to those guys, but, a lot of the people, haters and things will be like that. Well, you guys didn't play anybody, this, that, and the third. Basketball is basketball, man. No matter who we're playing, it's the execution that matters. And my boy Trey White hit the long ball to go up 77-39 over Green Bay. It's a lot of athletic guys on the rosters, which just makes them a super dangerous team in transition. with the 5 guys on the court, coming off the rebound, 3 or 4 guys can push the pace and go coast to coast and actually get a good shot, under the basket. So, and getting up the floor at a really good speed. A lot of athletic guys on this team, a lot more athletic than last year defensively, which helps a lot, which just puts KU in a much better position to contend for the Big 12 title than last year. DP didn't really play a lot in the second half. I think he only played like 2 to 4 minutes in the second half. I don't know if that was due to cramping or not. So if anybody in the comments knows what's going on with that, I know he was having problems cramping, and I seen where, Paulo Banchero a few years ago was having that same problem. And I don't know if it's because of Allen Fieldhouse is too hot, if why he's cramping, or whatever the case may be. But with having this big of a lead, with right now it being 87 to 47, he has no reason to be in the game anyway. So smart move by Bill Self. You would think it's the obvious move, but Jay Daniels, quarterback for the Commanders, they were down 31-7. Coach had him in, and I think he fractured his elbow or whatever the case may be. So it seems like it's the obvious choice, but you never know nowadays. So dominant win for KU. Final score 94-51. At that first dub in the win column in front of the home crowd. Can't wait to see them boys play in person. If anybody in the comments got a KU plug on the tickets, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? But I do plan on attending either that BYU game or the Iowa State game early part of next year, so that should be really cool. Really solid game overall by Kansas. The real test is Friday. Really solid performance by KU, man. Really solid performance by Darren Peterson as expected. Big 12 Player of the Year loaded. Really big game from Flory. Good game by Melvin Council. He does this thing where he's barking, kind of similar to OKC, so I like that. Little things like that bring the team together, keep the game fun, and when kids are having fun and playing good, I don't think it's 18 teams better than this team. But, I'm not going to get too big onto the rankings. The real test is Friday, they say. Overall, I'm just really excited to see what this team brings. Defensively, miles ahead of the team at this point last year. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, or maybe just a player you're excited to see. My opinion, and I didn't really talk about him a lot here on this episode, but Bryson Tiller is a person that I'm really excited to see, how he grows into this Kansas offense. So just let me know your overall opinions. This is FueledByKraft. Appreciate it.